What's up guys, it's Dylan, and today I'm going to be bringing you another video from GuruFitness, and in this video we're going to be talking about diet. Now, I can't stress how important diet is. Like, let's say you're a skinny guy who works out a lot but they're not really gaining any size. It's probably because you're not eating the right diet. You need to eat more food to get bigger, obviously, because matter doesn't appear out of thin air. So you are going to need to eat more to get bigger if you're small, if you want to get increased size. And it goes the reverse as well. So let's say you're a really heavy guy and you're running a lot. You know, you run, let's say, like 6 miles a day for an hour. That's a decent amount of running. Pretty solid amount, actually. But let's say you run that amount, but then afterwards you go eat whatever you want when you get home. You're basically wasting all your time running. If you're going to go home and eat chocolate cake and all that stuff that's bad for you, you're just going to gain those calories back much quicker, because you burn a lot of calories running, but you can gain that back extremely quick, especially when you go into those unhealthy foods. So in this video, I'm going to be letting you know the right type of food, about how much you should eat, which varies from person to person, and you know, basically things, some do's and do nots, like the good foods, the bad foods, you know, just some little tricks that you might not know. So let's get into the video where we're starting off with my diet day to day. So like, this is when I wake up for school. I wake up for school at about 5:50 a.m. Go downstairs, get dressed, all that stuff, and I will make my protein shake. Now, I'm not going to give you all the exact details on exactly how much protein, exactly how much carbs, exactly how much fat, all that type of stuff, because honestly it varies from person to person. So you might not require as much as what I have, or you might require more than what I have, depending on your body size and things like that, and what your personal goal is if you're trying to get bigger or lose weight or things like that. So I'm not going to give you exactly what I do, just because I don't know all this stuff, because I don't have like a special like app or anything on my phone where I keep track of everything very specifically. I kind of just go by how I feel and eyeball it, which has tended to work out pretty well so far. So wake up in the morning, have my protein shake. Now, I do know that's about 60 grams of protein. I don't know too much more about that, but it's just whey protein. You can go buy it from the store. I'll show the brand on screen here if you're looking to go get some. But pretty much any type of whey protein or something like that, that's basically what I start off with. Just a good way to get the metabolism going early in the morning. Then I go to school. At about 7:30 at school, I have my breakfast, which is a pretty light breakfast, since I recently just had my protein shake about an hour and a half ago. So I have, you know, maybe some grits, maybe some fruit, maybe like some eggs or some sausage, something like that. While sausage isn't the best thing to have, like a sausage biscuit I'm talking about, it's high in protein, but it's also high in fat. So that's one of the problems with sausage and meats in general. That's the thing with meat. You want to try to find the meat that has the highest protein, but also having the lowest fat. And that's the problem when you think of a hamburger, right, or a steak. It has high protein, but it also has high fat, as opposed to something like turkey or chicken that has high protein and low fat. So that's the difference in your meats. So let's get into, at about 10:30, I'll have break at my school, at which point I'll have my protein bar. I really like this protein bar. I'll show it on screen here. It has about 20 grams of protein and very low fat and sugars, and it's also very filling. So then we go on to lunch, which is about noon. So as you can see with these meals, they're spaced about an hour and a half apart. That's pretty much what I'm going for. An hour and a half to 2 hours is pretty much when I want to be eating. So going to lunch, it's just basically your regular school lunch, but I mean, I get double servings, so you know, if it's like one bowl of red beans, I'll get two, obviously. But you know, you have red beans, pasta, tacos, shepherd's pie, all those basic lunch meals. I mean, those should be fine unless you're getting like hamburgers and stuff at lunch. I try to go more towards the hot lunch line instead of the sandwich line. I really don't know exactly what the situation is at your school, but if you get about, you know, just your decent lunch, you know, obviously you know what's good for you, you know what's bad for you, roughly. Just don't get what you know is really bad. If you can cut out like the dessert at lunch line, that could make a difference, you know, something small, just as something to start working on if you're new, something small every day just to make a little more progress. Now after lunch, which ends at about 1 o'clock, I'll finish the rest of my classes, and then at about 3, I get out of school, at which point I will go do whatever my activity is for that day, whether it be boxing, rugby, or just working out at the gym. I'll do that till about 4:45, 5, depending on when the time is, at which point I'll then have my second protein shake, and then about an hour and a half after that, I'll have my dinner. which is normally either chicken, like chicken and broccoli, sweet potatoes, rice, or brown rice. Don't forget that. Brown rice is much better than white rice. If you can make that change, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, and it makes a big difference. Same thing goes with wheat bread and white bread. So if you're making your own lunch and bringing it to school, you know, like turkey on white or wheat bread would be a really good lunch with some fruits in there. But you want to try to get as much variety in your diet as possible. So I'll go home. Some of my favorite foods for dinner, or at least when I'm not at school, I like sweet potatoes, which are much better than regular potatoes, brown rice, which I said is better than white rice, wheat bread, which is better than white bread. Also, did I say chicken yet? Chicken's good, so definitely get as much chicken as possible. That's a great source of protein, and it also comes at low fat. Broccoli, that's another good one, and black beans is another high source of protein. So those are some of the foods I like if you want to make like a grocery list. Starting off with those would be a pretty solid start, and obviously just some other vegetables. Pretty much any green vegetable is pretty solid. You know, like asparagus, broccoli, anything along those lines really. Pretty solid food, as well as pretty much any fruit. Now to get into some more of the do's and do not foods. Obviously you want to stay away from like McDonald's, all the processed foods, chocolate cake, all that type of stuff. And you will find the more you start eating the healthy foods, the less you're actually going to want to eat the bad foods. Because your brain likes a routine, it likes getting into habits. That's why if you form the good habits, it'll actually be easier to resist the temptations. So, you know, you want to stay away from that bad stuff. You start eating the good stuff. Same way it works for working out. If you work out, you know, on a regular routine, every day, every other day, your body's actually going to feel bad if it doesn't work out. And I've had this experience as well. If you don't work out at all right now or do any diet, you probably won't know what I'm talking about. But for those of you that have some kind of routine at this moment, you probably have a decent idea about what I'm talking about. Now, let's get into the final part of this video concerning the topic of next week, which will be what workout do you want to see? Now, obviously this is the diet video, and I think diets are very important, as I said. And the reason why I wanted to give you this diet video first is because, to be completely honest with you, if you're eating a really, really bad diet, I mean, obviously if you're eating a decent diet, this won't really matter. But if you're eating a really bad diet, the gym's not going to make that much of a noticeable difference. Yeah, you might feel a little better, you might be a little better conditioned, you might be able to run a little further, you might feel a little better, but if you really want to get the physical results, all this, you want to make sure you're eating right. That is a big difference in how you look, obviously, because that's the fuel you're giving your body, and it's gonna, you know, it can't make protein if you're not giving it protein. It needs those foods to get in better shape. So for next week, I'm going to be doing a muscle group. You can pick it in the comments down below. Let me know. If you don't pick one, I'll decide myself. But basically, we can either do back and biceps, we can do chest and triceps, we can do abs, or we can do legs. So try to pick from one of those, or if you have any specific questions down below about diet, let me know in the comments. But also, I just wanted to say, if you want to see how I prepare any of the food, maybe the chicken or something a little more complicated, let me know down below. I didn't want to do that for every type of food because, you know, I don't think there's a lot of preparation required in eating a protein bar. Obviously, it's pretty straightforward. But if you have any questions about how to make something, or you really want to see how I make it, you know, like the process and all that type of stuff, let me know. Obviously, I just wanted to make this clarification with the chicken. Obviously, don't eat fried chicken. Eat like baked or grilled chicken, you know. The fried chicken pretty much defeats the whole purpose. So don't go to Popeyes as a part of your diet to get chicken. So that's about it for this video, guys. Let me know if you have any questions down below. We'll be doing a workout routine next week. Hopefully you enjoyed, guys, and peace out.